Good Monday morning, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here, joining you from the newsroom on this very chilly Monday morning. Maybe a little bit of a shock to your system, considering that last week we had a lot of warm weather, but this morning we started off in the low to mid 30s. It was definitely chilly outside. It's also still been breezy today, and that will become a big player in our fire weather risk later today. Heads up that we are going to be under another red flag warning. And of course, yesterday there were a few pretty significant fires here across the region, one in Perry County, the other in St. Tammany Parish in Louisiana. Hopefully we don't have to deal with anything like that today, but our fire weather risk remains pretty high due to the low humidity and also those breezy winds. As of right now, though, still chilly outside, or I would even say it's cold. 39 in Gulfport. Beautiful, though. Lots of sunshine. Nothing but blue sky at this point. And it is going to stay sunny throughout the day today. But with that wind out of the north and northwest, last we checked in Gulfport, we have a wind chill this morning of about 31. And pretty much everybody across the board this morning has been in the low to mid 30s, and at times earlier this morning we had the wind chill in the 20s. Taking a look at temperatures across the area, we've warmed up a little bit this morning, now starting to see a few more low 40s begin to pop up, but compared to this time yesterday, we're still roughly about 10 degrees cooler, and the wind also making it feel even colder outside. Now, even though it is going to be breezy and a little chilly today, we are at least reaching the low to mid 50s this afternoon, but that's still roughly about 10 degrees below normal for this time of the year. I think it's safe to say that it's going to be feeling more like winter today. Lots of sunshine in the forecast, so if you have any plans to be outside, rain is not going to be a factor whatsoever, but the wind is going to be a player. Not as windy as yesterday, but still pretty breezy. At times today, we do anticipate winds gusting near 20 to 25 miles per hour. The humidity is going to stay very low, relative humidity below 25%, meaning that the air is far from being saturated. So with some gusty winds and that low humidity, that will cause any fires to start to spread very quickly. So please continue to avoid outdoor burning today. Cigarette butts also, make sure those are contained okay. Anything that gets going, that we get a spark, that could spread very, very quickly. And that happened yesterday with some of those fires. Again, in Perry County, St. Tammany Parish, not only the fire, but also the smoke drifting quite a bit of ways due to that strong northerly breeze. So again, wind gusts today near 20 to 25 miles per hour, and even over marine areas we could see winds as high as 35 knots offshore. Heads up, small craft advisory remains in effect over the sound and offshore today. Seas offshore could be as high as 13 feet, so rough conditions expected with that strong wind out of the north. Seas over the sound a little lower at 2 to 4 feet, but we still could see some winds near 15 to 25 knots. Overall, it is going to be a breezy Monday for all of South Mississippi, and that also includes southeast Louisiana. Quickly looking at our tides, it seems like we will be coming up on high tide as we head into the afternoon. Low tide is expected overnight tonight, but you may notice this morning as you drive along Highway 90 that it seems like the water has been pushed out, and that is thanks to those strong winds out of the north. Kind of a little bit of a different view along the beach today. But you may see the water return a little bit more by the afternoon as we get closer to high tide. So red flag warning in effect for all of South Mississippi. That also includes southeast Louisiana and across parts of the Pine Belt. This begins technically at 9 o'clock this morning and lasts all day today. Once we get past the sunset tonight, the wind will begin to relax a little bit more, so that is some good news, but we still expect a strong northerly breeze throughout the day today. Also, that fire, the wildfire or brush fire that happened in St. Tammany Parish yesterday, we still have some lingering smoke from that, so a dense smoke advisory remains in effect just to our west in St. Tammany Parish. This mainly goes for areas along I-12. Specifically near the Lacombe exit, just so you know. Still could see some dense smoke in some areas. Visibilities may be dropping quickly. So a dense smoke advisory just to our west in parts of Louisiana. That lasts until 10 o'clock this morning. We'll see if the National Weather Service feels the need to continue to extend that later today. But a heads up for travelers, if you are going to be traveling westward along I-12, you still could be running into some dense smoke, which would limit visibilities. Other than that, nice and clear this morning across the Gulf Coast. Not much to speak of on radar. There's not a single drop of rain here across Louisiana, Mississippi, into coastal Alabama. So rain is not going to be impacting your travel today. That being said, let's talk about what's going on in the Northeast. Travel significantly impacted. They have a major winter storm going on, blizzard conditions ongoing this morning in parts of New York, up through Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, into the New England area. We have a big area of low pressure called a nor'easter, very strong, causing some pretty significant wind gusts with all of this blowing snow as well. So travel significantly impacted across parts of the Northeast today. I know I was watching Good Morning America at times, and some of the footage coming out of there, incredible. Some spots may be getting over a foot of snow, maybe even close to 2 feet once it's all said and done. So a very significant, powerful system ongoing in the Northeast today. Obviously, we are not dealing with anything like that. It's still breezy, but nothing like what they're dealing with up in the Northeast. And of course, for us, things are nice and dry. We are not seeing any rain today. But it is breezy, wind chill of 31 right now in Gulfport, 18 in Memphis. The farther north you go, up into parts of the Midwest and the northern plains, are seeing the wind chill well below zero. Looks like that's the case in Bismarck. But even in Jacksonville, we've got a wind chill this morning of 33, 15 in Atlanta. So winter kind of making a comeback today, and it's going to stay in place tonight. Heads up that tonight we are looking at temperatures getting a little bit below freezing. So we're only topping out in the low to mid 50s today. Beautiful blue sky. The wind is going to be calmer tonight, and with the air remaining very dry, that's a pretty good setup for temperatures to drop quickly. By early Tuesday morning, tomorrow morning, we are going to be in the upper 20s and low 30s. Not expecting any issues in terms of our pipes, but people, pets, and plants will need to be protected tonight. Hopefully you can make sure your pets stay warm, bring them inside, and also your plants, make sure that they're covered up as well, because there's a good chance we're going to be below freezing, even along the coast. But thankfully, doesn't look like we're going to be cold enough, long enough for pipes to be much of an issue. As we get into Tuesday afternoon, it is going to be a little bit warmer than today, not by much, but we're looking at winds more so out of the south tomorrow, and inland areas may be pushing the upper 50s and low 60s. Along the coast, we are anticipating highs tomorrow, more so in the mid to upper 50s. And then once we get past Tuesday, things really begin to warm up quite a bit. Today, very breezy. Could see some gusts near 20 to 25 miles per hour. Notice as we get past the sunset, the wind really relaxed. Now, that may not be the case over the sound and offshore, but over land, farther inland, the wind is going to be dying down quite a bit overnight tonight, and it really calms down, it looks like, by early Tuesday morning. That's when temperatures will be dropping a little bit below freezing. Tomorrow afternoon, we're expecting a southerly wind. That's going to help to increase the humidity a little bit as well. So it does look like tomorrow the fire weather risk not going to be nearly as high, but it is still going to be a tiny bit on the breezy side at times. But tomorrow, with winds out of the south, that should help to increase the moisture of the air a little bit more. So low temperatures tomorrow, upper 20s to low 30s. Wednesday morning, still very chilly with lows in the 40s, but we do anticipate temperatures to stay above freezing. And then look how much warmer it's going to be throughout the mornings, Thursday, Friday, and even into Saturday, even though it's going to be getting a little bit cooler. By the time we get to the end of the week, we are not expecting any freezes. And high temperatures Wednesday and Thursday are going to be much higher or greater than today and tomorrow. So we're looking at the upper 60s and low 70s on Wednesday, despite even seeing a few more passing clouds. Thursday, pretty good chance we're going to be in the mid 70s, even along the coast. Now, a cold front moves through by the end of Thursday and into Friday, maybe cooling us down just a little bit, not too much though. And that front may bring with it a few showers. But looking into the future, even into the weekend and beyond, things are looking like they are going to stay above normal in terms of our temperature. And for reference, our normal high for this time of the year is at 66. But by Saturday and Sunday, really looks like we are going to be staying in the mid 70s. We're likely going to stay warmer than normal as we head into the first few days of March as well. So that goes for a good portion of the lower 48, the Southwest, the Southern Plains, the Southeast. Looks like things are going to be staying warmer than normal. So this little taste of winter not lasting much longer. Once we get past Tuesday, we really begin to warm up quite a bit. If you're curious, our next best chance of rain is going to be on Thursday ahead of a cold front, but even then it does not look like a ton of rain at this point, which we really could use more rain across the area, just not in the cards at this time. Now, looking ahead to the weekend, if you have weekend plans, already looking fantastic. Highs in the mid 70s, lots of sunshine, really does not get much better than that. So if we can get through those 50s the next few days, things are going to be warmer. But those of you that like the cooler weather, enjoy it while it lasts. Again, highs today only in the low to mid 50s. We will be dropping below freezing tomorrow morning. So again, people, pets, and plants will need to be protected. And just emphasizing too, today, please continue to avoid outdoor burning. We do remain under that red flag warning as we head into our Monday afternoon. That will be in effect until 6 o'clock this evening. So time now is 8:50. We will be having our midday newscast coming up at 11 o'clock today on ABC, WLOX ABC. Hopefully you can join us there for another update on your forecast, plus a look at the latest news going on in South Mississippi. So we hope you join us today at midday.